If you have ADHD, sometimes figuring out what to do next is harder than the actual work. And then before you know it, you spent 20 minutes deciding what to work on next. Today I'm testing the new ZIEA ONE to find out if it really reduces friction or if it's just another gadget. Let's find out. The feature I wanted to test out first was the AI. Instead of manual creating a schedule, you just tell it what you want. Almost like talking to another person. Let's try something real. Plan a week of simple ADHD-friendly dinners.
You can keep going. I'll show everything on screen.
Help me clean my house in 20-minute sessions. Plan 3 hours of deep work for me. And one of the things I really like is I don't have to figure out how to organize everything first. I simply explain what I need and then it builds a schedule automatically. For people with ADHD, getting started is often the hardest part. Having AI build the first version takes away a lot of that initial friction. But this surprised me even more. Instead of showing a huge list of things that you might have to do during the day or trying to plan, it will show you the next 3 tasks that you have to do. But here's the thing, that's not a bad thing. Everything that you have to do is still in your schedule, but just looking at the next 3 things makes the list a lot smaller and makes it more manageable. Show me my next 3. And that sounds simple, but for ADHD, less information is often more useful. Instead of wondering what should I do, what am I forgetting, you're simply looking at the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And I actually think this approach is great because long lists can become background noise after a while. One of the best things about ZIEA, it syncs your calendar right into ZIEA. So you have all your appointments right here. You have your Google Calendar, you can sync it right into ZIEA. Now the thing is, once you press the day, you'll see all the things you have to do for that day. It's just a quick press of the button, which is really cool. And then just if you have more than like 3 appointments on here, then you can see them all just by scrolling up and down. So if you have a lot of stuff that you're gonna do for the day, you can scroll it up and down and see what is going to actually happen on that day and what's important and what you have to do and what you have to accomplish for the day. And another way that you can see all your appointments is through the ZIEA app on your phone. You click into the app, all your appointments come up right there. And you can see right here also as I'm moving it up and down where my appointments are and which time they are on the specific days as I go and look at where I have a lunch appointment or a work appointment, or I'm doing a 20-minute cleaning or whatever it is, everything is right here and I can scroll them down on whatever day and find out what I'm going to do for the day. No unlocking my phone, no going into another app, no distractions along the way to see what I need to do. And all of that might sound like these are small things, but ADHD brains are really good about turning one quick calendar check into 20 minutes of browsing social media. And so with this, no temptation of doom scrolling on your phone instead of actually looking at your calendar. One of the best features ZIEA has for anyone with ADHD, I think, is going to be the focus mode right here. All you do, you press this button, enter your focus mode, and you're going to be in your focus session. Now you can choose how much time you want to be in that session for. Minus brings the time down, plus brings the time up. You can go further than 25 minutes, see how much time that you can actually go up to. Now the thing about it is, once you're ready to start your focus session, you press the play button and your session starts. It does give you a little bell to indicate your session has started, and then it keeps counting down until it reaches 0. Now, if you're like, I don't want to go the whole time, let me go ahead and stop. I'm done with my focus session. Press the stop button right here. It's going to give you 3 different options. Also going to give you an animation there. This is going to give you rest, continue focus, and quit. And so when you want to quit, you just press quit, and then you're automatically done, and you go back to the home screen. Now here's something else about focus mode. If you choose that you want to actually go ahead and rest once you stop it, go here and rest, and it gives you an amount of time that you can rest for so that you take that time, let yourself just reset a little bit as that time is going down. You can automatically stop that time as well, or pause it if you want to pause it, and you can just stop it as well and go back to everything that you want to do. You want to continue focusing, then you continue focusing. Now, if you want to stop completely, of course, you just go back and press quit. So here's why this is different. Normally to start a focus session, you would go and unlock your phone, find the app that you're going to use to start that focus session, turn on Do Not Disturb, set a timer, pick some music, and then finally start working. That's a lot of steps to actually enter focus mode or have a focus session. Instead, here it's just one button. You're eliminating all those steps, eliminating all that friction to actually start a focus session. And all you have to do here is press just one button. The fewer steps there are, the more likely that I'm actually going to use it. Reduce the friction and increase the chance you'll actually follow through. And that is something I look for in every ADHD product. One of the best things about ZIEA, it acts as a charging station. A lot of times with ADHD, you might lose your chargers around your home and not know where you're going to plug in your chargers. So what you do is you take your cords, you plug it into ZIEA, and they're always there, really convenient for you. You can charge your laptop. For example, I have a mouse here, can also charge my phone here. It even has a USB charger if you're still using USB cords as well. It's a great way to put this in one central location to charge all of the things you need to be charged. And that's really important when you have ADHD, because a lot of times you might lose a cord here or there, and this allows you to have those cords all in one location all the time. And something else really cool about ZIEA is that anytime you actually give it a command or need to add something to your calendar, all that stuff appears in the app. So you can go back and review what you did or what you asked for. Another thing that you can also see is how much focus time you've had for the day, the month, and the year, and it has that function on it. Here's some questions I asked right in the ZIEA app as well. I asked it about planning a vacation. So you see right here, my Florida vacation is there on the 10th and 11th of August. And then you also see, as I ask it more questions, such as where are the best places to go hiking. I tell it Virginia, it gives me the best places to go hiking. It even tells me if it's a really scenic, nice hike, or a more moderate hike or beginner hike and everything like that, which is really cool because I might be planning a trip to go to Virginia hiking. And then another thing I asked is, what are some healthy foods? Make me a grocery list of healthy foods. And it actually did that as well, where it has all the things that will be healthy for me to eat and get at the grocery store. So one of the really cool things about ZIEA is it does have an AI display right here, and it does a lot of different things on this screen. For example, I press this button here, I get ready to focus and everything, and all of a sudden, you're going to see an hourglass right here, which is nice because now the hourglass has started. And then as you are focusing your time, you're going to see this thing change to different animations, which is really cool. And then see, that's really cool. That's really cool right there. And, once you get done focusing, you can just press the button here and see it changes again. And once you go to quit, it gives you a different animation for that as well, which is really good, I think. And then when you press the microphone button, it has a different actual animation right here too, to show you that it's listening and thinking, which is nice. And something I think that's really cool about ZIEA, they make it really easy to get to whatever screen you need to get to. So right here, you can move from this screen to your focus time screen, to this screen where the time is there. Also, you can go to this, which is any of the ports on the bottom here. If you have something plugged in, it will tell you how much power that thing is using or pulling, which is nice. And then you have your weather and everything about the weather going on in your area. And then it also has a photo mode. So if you have a photo, it's an older photo of me, obviously, but you can put it into photo mode and have yourself displayed on the front of the screen, which is kind of cool. And then to get back to the front screen, you just move it back and forth to the screen you want to actually be on. Here's your volume button right here. You can take it down by pressing the minus here, take it up by pressing the plus here. It's right conveniently on the top. Also, this is your sleep and wake button. So if you don't want to have the screen on, press it, it goes to sleep. Press it again, it wakes up. And one of the other things you might be wondering is, how heavy is it? It's not really that heavy. I can move it pretty easily, but it is heavy enough and sturdy enough where it feels like a quality product. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel inexpensive, because a lot of times you get stuff and you're like, I want to feel like a quality product, and it does actually feel like a quality product, which is great. And here's something else I noticed. It does get warm, noticeably warm in the back and under it, but it is using AI, and that takes a lot of processing power to actually do that and do all the functions that it's actually doing. So just like a computer, when you're operating a computer, the computer is going to get warm. So I kind of figured this would get warm as well, but they did tell me they are working on how to actually make the heat go down and make it less warm, which is really good. After using ZIEA, here's who I think this is actually for. If you're someone who struggles with trying to figure out what you need to do next, starting focus sessions, keeping track of your schedule, and reducing visual clutter. I can definitely see why this would be helpful when someone has ADHD. And the thing is, it doesn't just boil down to one feature. It's that overall, it helps to reduce friction at different points of the day with different things. It's all about reducing the number of steps and making things just a lot easier to accomplish with your planning or your schedule, or trying to figure out anything you would want to ask the AI as well to get a whole lot of different information on things that make things simpler for you. And here's the thing, success isn't usually about trying harder, it's about removing friction. And I believe that is what ZIEA does. It helps to remove the friction. And if you want to buy a ZIEA One, the links are in the description to where you can go and purchase one.